Good day, students! In this video, we're going to talk about media literacy. In connection to this, we will also unravel the rules of media literacy, social media and its types, media information literacy and its 7 dimensions, advantages and disadvantages of media, and last but not the least is the integration of media into curriculum. What comes to your mind when you hear the term media literacy? If you're thinking about gadgets, accurate technology skills and manipulation, you have a point about media literacy. To have a better understanding about media literacy, let's fill our mind with the definition of media literacy from various philosophers. According to Litch 2018, the term media refers to all electronic or digital means or artistic visuals used to transmit messages through reading or print media, seeing or visual media, hearing or audio media, or changing and playing or interactive media. Firestone 1993, on the other hand, describes that media literacy is the ability to assess, analyze, evaluate, and create media. Moreover, Ontario Ministry of Education 1989 stressed that media literacy means helping students to develop an informed and critical understanding of nature of mass media, the techniques used, and their impacts. Hobbs 1997 also explained that media literacy is the ability to identify different types of media from a wide array of sources and understand the message they bring. Now, let's move on to the rules of media literacy. 1. Learn to think critically. When people evaluate media, they decide if the messages make sense, including the ideas, before being convinced in the information that they get from it. 2. Being a smart consumer of products and information. Media literacy helps individuals learn how to determine whether something is credible, especially when advertising before can be persuaded with the products on sale. 3. Recognize POV, or point of view. Identifying an author's perspectives helps individuals appreciate different ideas in the context of what they already know. 4. Creating media responsibly. Recognizing one's ideas appropriately, expressing one's thoughts leads to effective communication. 5. Identify the rules of media in our culture. Media conveys something and shapes understanding of the world. 6. Understanding the author's goal. Understanding and recognizing the type of influence something has, people can make choices.
Hello class! So at this point of time, we are going to tackle the concept of social media, how does social media work, and its types. And I bet, if not some of us, most of us are very familiar with social media, especially the millennials. So, without further ado, let us start our takeoff. But before we proceed to our lesson, let us first define what is social media. So according to Go 2019, social media is a term that describes websites to connect people and involve user-generated content, which is the hallmark of a social media site. It is sometimes called Web 2.0, which is currently a huge opportunity to reach out target audience and increase online sales. Another pervasive definition of social media is that it refers to the websites and applications that are designed to allow people to share content quickly, efficiently, and in real time. While many people access social media through smartphones, this communication tool started with computers. Moreover, social media can refer to any internet communication tool that allows users to broadly share content and engage with the public. The ability to share photos, opinions, and events in real time has transformed the way we live and the way we do business. In addition, this tool encompasses a wide range of websites and apps where people are most likely to freely access, such as Twitter, where it specializes in sharing links and short written messages. Others, like Instagram and TikTok, are built to optimize the sharing photos and videos. Now that we know the various definitions of social media and what is it all about, let us proceed to the question: how does social media work? Since social media covers so many different kinds of websites and applications, the function of these tools also varies. However, most social media sites start with a user creating a profile, usually by providing a name and an email address. Once a profile has been created, users can create and share content. For instance, an Instagram user with a new account can take a picture and share it on their profile with a caption. In addition to creating content for their profile, social media users can find other users whose content they want to follow or comment on. Depending on the type of social media, a user may follow another user, add them as a friend, or they may subscribe to another user's page. Social media often uses feeds that allow users to scroll through content. Social media companies use algorithms based on a user's profile data to determine the content that appears and the order that it appears in. The feed will include content from followed users as well as from entities that pay to promote their content. Moving on, allow me to share to you the different types of social media. So there are many different types of social media websites and the ways of using them to reach the target audience. The first one is the social media news website. This type of social media entails users to submit links to web content like articles, podcasts, videos, etc. that they find interesting, such as Bing, Reddit, and stumble upon. Furthermore, social news sites have been used to link many types of information, including news, humor, support, and discussion. All such websites allow the users to submit content, and each site differs in how the content is moderated. The second one is the social media networking websites. This type of social media depicts the ability to upload a personal profile that usually connects with other people, such as LinkedIn, which is the social networking for professionals, and Facebook, which is the social networking for everyone. This site serves as an avenue for meeting people and developing relationships that can lead to joint venture partnerships, career opportunities, and research. Next, we have here social media photo and video sharing. This type of social media allows users to upload photos through Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest, while videos are uploaded and shared through YouTube. This type of social media is one of the best ways for web users to exchange and share their personal activities and interests over the internet platform. The next type is the microblogging and blogging websites. This type of social media is sometimes called the presence apps. These services let users post very short messages like blogging and easily keep up with what their friends are posting. Twitter is the most popular microblogging service that limits to 280 characters per post and allows to follow a set of users from one dashboard. Another popular social media app is Snapchat, which is a video-based application. We are now down to the last type of social media, which is the social media review websites. This type of social media shows how social reviews can make or break a company or an organization, such as eBay and Amazon. These sites may use Web 2.0 techniques to gather reviews from site users or may employ professional writers to author reviews on the topic of concern for the site. Moreover, social media reviews are immensely important for people to believe in your brand's reputation, especially the millennials. So in general, social media does not only revolve around in the world of entertainment. It also takes us to the world where we connect with other people for partnerships such as businesses, enterprises, organizations, and the like. It also allows us to freely express ourselves and establish a good relationship towards other people anytime, anywhere. As we have learned about social media, may I now pass the discussion to Ms. Marion Shankar Cruz as she shares to us about the media information literacy and its 7 dimensions. Marion, please take over.
In our everyday lives, we use different medium to communicate and disseminate information. The type of medium we use depends on our purpose and goal in communicating. Before we get to know the different types of media, let us have a review. The term media, which is the plural form of medium, refers to the communication channels through which we disseminate information. There are 3 major identified types of media. However, it can also be categorized into 2, namely traditional media and new media. Under traditional media are printed media and broadcast media. On the other hand, new media includes any content that is made available digitally that can be accessed using the internet. Let us discuss them one by one. Print media. Print media pertains to any written or pictorial form of communication produced mechanically or electronically using printing and photocopying. Common examples of print media are books, magazines, newspaper, and pamphlets. Although these materials were traditionally printed, in today's time and age, there are now electronic versions. Broadcast media. Broadcasting is the distribution of audio and video content to a dispersed audience via radio, television, or other often digital transmission media. Receiving parties may include the general public or a relatively large subset of thereof. Common examples under this type of media includes radio and television. Moving on, new media. Generally, this pair of words describe content available on demand through the internet. Some common examples of new media are email, social media networks, podcasts, and vlogs.
The advantages and disadvantages of media. Media was first used to communicate messages to a wider group of people. Media refers to various means of communication. It also refers to communication devices are used to interact and communicate among people. The most common forms of media today are radio, internet, newspaper, and television. Media is an important part of our lives, but it has a positive side and a negative one. Here's the 10 advantages of media. Number 1, media educate people on health matters, environment conversation, and others through various forms like television or radio programs. Number 2, people get the latest news in a very short time. Distance is not a barrier. People get news daily through the media, and this keeps them updated on the happenings around the world. Number 3, people get to bring out their hidden talents. Through media, they can show their talents such as comedy, acting, and singing. Number 4, media increase knowledge learned from quiz programs, educational, and others information given programs. Number 5, people feel it convenient in accessing information through mobile phones. We are allowed to access 24/7 in the internet by using our phones to gather information all over the world. Number 6, they become vehicle in promoting products toward to increase sales. Number 7, they serve as a good source of entertainment. People get entertained through music and television programs. Number 8, television allows electronic duplication of information that reduce the production costs, making mass education possible. Number 9, media leads to diffusion of different cultures. Media shows different cultural practices. And the last one, it helps people around the world to understand each other and embrace their differences. So now, let's talk about the 10 disadvantages of media. Number 1, it leads to individualism. Spending too much time on the internet and watching television, socialization with friends and family and neighbors are affected. Number 2, some media contents are not suitable for children. Limiting children access to such a content can be difficult. And number 3, newspaper is geographical selected. And number 4, increase in advertisements in television and radio is making them less attractive. And number 5, internet as a form of media opens up possibilities of impostors, fraud, and hacking. Think before you click is highly recommended for us as a media user in order to avoid crime or issues in the world of media. Number 6, media can be addictive. That may result in people decrease productivity. Number 7, they can cause health hazards. Long watching of television can lead to eyesight problems, and radio listening using earphones expose one to possible hearing defects. Number 8, they may glamorize drugs and alcohol. Some programs make the use of these things to make them cool. Number 9, it can lead to personal injury. Some people decide to follow the stunts and showcase in the media. Last but not the least, they can lead to ruin of reputation. Is it possible for one to create an anonymous account? Such accounts can be used for malicious reasons, such as spreading rumors that can lead to ruin of reputation of an individual or a company.
How do teachers integrate visual literacy in the curriculum? Students spend most of their time looking at those different media, and some may not be able to understand what they are viewing and hearing. Students may not also be aware of how media works and how it influences them. That's why teachers are trying to look for ways on how to integrate visual literacy into their classroom. And according to Lynch 2018, there are 6 ways on how to integrate visual literacy into the classroom for students to become visually literate or making visual education a meaningful and integrated part of the classroom practices. First is to teach students to evaluate media. Students learn to evaluate what they are viewing by showing them that media changes depending on who created it, the intended audience, and the biases that may be attributed to the source. Second, to show students where to find digital resources and databases. Teachers should provide students with reliable and safe media sources with trustworthy content. Third, compare and contrast various media sources. In the discussion, distinguish various media sources and compare elements. For example, when the teacher gave a cover of a news story and students have read the story from different sources. Fourth, discuss how the media edits and alters. Purposely point out to students examples of media altering photographs or stories while teaching them to be critical of what they see or read. Fifth, examine the truth in advertisement. Let the students identify what advertisements are trying to sell and what promises or ideas are they using to convince them to buy the product. Have the students create media. Let the student create media appropriate to their levels such as presentations, videos, or websites.
Now, do you consider yourself as media literate? Thanks for watching!